Good evening and welcome to Under the Hood. It is Wednesday, May 17th. I'm Eli Karp, host of Under the Hood and editor-in-chief of Throw the Flag Sports. And tonight with me we have Rock the Barn, Eric, Happy, and Spentano. And we have lots to get to tonight. We are talking conference finals in both the NBA and the NHL. We're going to cover the draft lottery as well. And we're also going to talk about Kawhi Leonard's injury and what that means for what it has meant for the Spurs, and what that would mean for other teams if their star player went down, and how that would impact their teams. So with not much further ado, let's get into things tonight. But actually, I will delay for 1 second. First, if you're watching, please submit your questions through the comments box. Please drive our discussion. We want to hear what you have to say. Don't be shy. I see we have 2 viewers. I'm calling on you to submit your questions. And second, big happening in the Under the Hood world, or maybe the Under the Hood world. I just said Into the Hood world, didn't I? So basically, Spentano went to Game 7 on Monday night, right? Monday night, and he met a very special guest. So tell us a little bit, tell the viewers about that.
Yeah, so got a picture of Stephen A. Smith. I can say I met him, but our conversation was like 5 words where he just asked me how I was doing, and then I said good. And then I left. So, but yeah, it was really cool because he was just there, and it's just like I wasn't planning on that, but it just happened.
So, like, you guys were in the same space. You're basically him, Spentano A. Smith. Yeah. It flows. It works. It works. All right. So let's talk about the NBA conference finals. We've got already a 2-0 lead out west, and that is the Warriors handling business thus far, especially after Kawhi Leonard's injury. And I'm pretty sure we can safely say this, unless Kawhi comes back and is absolutely more possessed than he would usually be, this series is over, right? I think the Spurs will get a game, right? This could be done in 5, right? 5? Anyone have any outlandish predictions with regard to the end of the series? Rock the Barn. Diamond Sword is back. Yeah, Rock the Barn, go ahead.
If Kawhi comes back, the Spurs can win in 7.
Okay, that is outlandish. That is outlandish. Anyone else? Does anyone else? Do we think they're even getting a game? We don't know when Kawhi's coming back.
If Kawhi comes back, he's still not going to be like full health. He injured his ankle like 3 times in that Game 1 because he just keeps like retweaking it from before. So, it'd be tough to get. It would be pretty much impossible to get a game without Kawhi, but if they have Kawhi, then they have somewhat of a shot.
Hey, I mean, they were really, even though Golden State was making a run, with Kawhi, these Spurs, they were handling their own, and then some. So, like, with a relatively healthy Kawhi, that frees up the dormant LaMarcus Aldridge to erupt every once in a while, and gives him a different dynamic. Diamond Sword, sorry, Julia's not on tonight. She has a conflict that she couldn't make, but hopefully she'll be on next week or the week after. Anyone else regarding? I say this is Warriors in 5.
Nope. Spurs in 7.
Okay. All right. So basically, what I wanted to get at was, one, Zaza Pachulia is any Warriors fan's favorite player at the moment because he's practically won the series for them with half the time remaining in the third quarter in Game 1. The series was over as then. Don't tell me differently because I'm right. In this instance, I know that I'm right. But it shows just how much Kawhi means to this team. They were plus 25 with him on the floor, I think. Plus 23. And then minus 25 with him off the floor in Game 1. And then they were absolutely trounced last night. I think it was the 35-point game. I think the Warriors won by 35. It was not close from the beginning. And, I mean, what would it be like for another team without their star player? Honestly, I want to get your guys' thoughts. I was talking with some people about this earlier in the day. What would the Cavs be without LeBron? What would they be? I mean, yes, Kyrie, great player in his own right. Kevin Love, very good player in his own right. They would not be the 1. They would probably be, what, a 4 seed? I mean,
I go 7 or 8.
All right, Spentano, let's see this reasoning here, because then I want to get to Eric because he's taking a more conservative route to this.
I don't actually remember the last time they won a game without LeBron. Like I know usually when LeBron rests, the other three rest, but like I mean, they had their like 30-win teams with Kyrie, and then you add Kevin Love, that probably adds like 10 or so wins, so you could maybe sneak into the 7 or 8. But without LeBron, they're nothing. It's just true.
All right, Eric.
I'd still say they wouldn't be what they are now because LeBron's an absolute juggernaut. In my opinion, the third best player of all time. But they would still be a top, probably minimum 3 seed in the East because look around the East. There's not many very good teams. As much as I love the Celtics, without LeBron, I don't know if they even beat Cleveland. They could. I'd probably go Boston in 7 if that was a question. But still, that's 2 All-Stars compared to 1.
Okay. Anyone else?
Think about what happened when Durant left OKC. That big, just huge hole at the wing just goes there. And Cleveland's like backup 3 is like Garrett Williams. So that they went down to like I think a 45-win team from 55. So you could see them drop like 10 games, which they won 51 this year to like 41. But the wing player is so vital to success.
And honestly, they could probably end up with 41 wins without him. They could have easily had upper 50s in wins this year if they really pushed themselves and they weren't resting as much as they did. But yeah, definitely a point there. And then Spentano was wearing a Sixers jersey, not a Wizards jersey tonight. For those in the audience, yes, Jandy is repping the green tonight. He's Game 7. Let me just say, Eric, because I was thinking about this earlier. We were all, when I talked about the Kelly on Kelly incident last week, you were saying how Kelly Olynyk is the softest player in the NBA. He does no good. And the next week, he is Bostonian Jesus.
Clinic.
He is absolutely I've never seen. Even I was watching Game 7 on Monday, and there was just that feeling what the heck is going on? Every time Kelly Olynyk, it's like you would see me as if I were driving to the rack at a JCC, putting up some random, some unbelievable layup off the glass, falling to the floor, and yet it somehow toilet bowls around and it rolls in, and then he manages to find himself free off of some pick play, and he couldn't miss. He absolutely couldn't miss. It was something I've never seen before. Not even Bradley Beal when he was unconscious, or another player. This is not your star, your shooting guy. This is Kelly Olynyk. This is something's got to be reevaluated. Something's not right. Spentano, I also want to catch what you thought, because at least what the atmosphere was like since you were there. Were people almost confused?
Well, the Boston fans there love Olynyk a lot. They definitely do, because during the game, I'm pretty sure there were 5 separate Kelly chants. And then after the game, walking through the stadium, there were a ton of Kelly chants too. And yeah, the atmosphere there was just, I think they all love Kelly, and they were all pleasantly surprised and really excited when it happened that he just went off for 14 in the 4th.
All right, Eric. Let me get your thoughts on this. So, obviously, this would not be a regular 1 seed year. I wouldn't say it's not the weakest of ever, but it's a weak 1 seed. And I would say in a regular year, the Raptors were right behind, the Cavs were right behind. The Celtics would probably be a 2 or a 3 in a regular year. But where would they be without Isaiah Thomas? If what happened to Kawhi happened to Isaiah Thomas, would this team even be formidable?
No, they would not, because one, they have Amir Johnson starting in the first place, which you got that.
He's the GOAT.
Don't get me started on Amir Johnson. He's almost as. Quick note: Otto has scored 48 seconds in the game against Pittsburgh. Just letting you know.
Yeah, that's another bone I have to pick there with that series.
Anyway, without Isaiah Thomas, this maybe an 8 seed, because he is their entire team. like last game 7, he had 29 and 12. He usually has like 29 and 6 a night, and he's the ultimate. He's the best player on this team by far. By far. Their backup point guard, Marcus Smart, can't shoot. He's a phenomenal defender. That's the only thing I would say about Isaiah. If he was at least formidable defensively, he could be like an MVP candidate. If you consider him that this year, that's watching him play defense is one of the most saddest things ever. Literally, he gets swallowed up in every single pick, and then the first 2 games of the series is actually pretty nice because Scott Brooks was just sticking their worst offensive player, whoever it would be, who's on the floor, whether it was Oubre or Porter or whoever. They were putting them in the corner, and Isaiah could just hide behind there. But this team would be nowhere without Isaiah.
See, you talked about the defensive prowess, and one thing about Kawhi, aside from all of a sudden the last couple of years really becoming a threat on the offensive end, his calling card forever has been defense. To be defensive player of the year before, I mean, he's been always defense first, and that's one of the biggest things. Obviously, when they're on offense, LaMarcus Aldridge has been, I don't know what you call it, me?
Pathetic.
Like he's been me on
He had
offense.
40 the other night.
But he's not presenting the option that he's not carrying the team the way they need to be carried. Like, he's going to need to step up in a new way if they want to even get a game in this series. When they go on offense, like when Kawhi went out of the game in Game 1, the Warriors, even though they were down like 20 at the time, they had plenty of confidence because they almost knew that where's the threat coming from on that Spurs offense? It's like you're just chucking up prayers the entire time. If they go in, you might have a shot to hold on. But also, when you miss, you get back on the defensive end. Huge mismatch. Who is going to guard Kevin Durant? Who? Nobody can guard Kevin Durant. I believe that's who Kawhi was on.
Simmons.
And yeah, there's no answer. It's such a defensive mismatch. One player, your best defender, your best overall guy, but namely your best defender, he just screws everything else up. Having him out screws everything else up. It's not just like someone slides one spot up every time. It is catastrophic having him out of the lineup. Forget the offensive end. The defensive end, there's no way you're stopping them. The Warriors have averaged like mid 120s in the 2 games. It's just not sustainable. It's just not sustainable. Yes.
So, like, against the Warriors, yeah, it's not sustainable. There's no way that team can beat them. But they beat the Rockets by 40 in a closeout game without Kawhi, and I think they were like, I want to say 7-1 without Kawhi in the regular season. Whenever Pop would rest him. So against a team with a lot of star power, yeah, but against just an average team, the Spurs are so systematic that they can win without Kawhi.
Unfortunately, there's no average team left except maybe you could qualify if you wanted to go out on a limb and qualify the Celtics. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, would that be an interesting matchup at this point? Like if right now having the Kawhi-less Spurs against the Celtics, who would win that series right now?
No, if we got to this point, we just want Warriors Cavs. We've suffered enough to.
I understand. It's going. I think it's going to be that. I think the majority of America thinks that. But I'm just saying, right now, start a new series, whatever it would be. Just put any other playoff things away. Kawhi-less Spurs at the moment versus the Celtics. What would the series outcome be in a 7-game series? I want your guys' thoughts. Eric.
So the Spurs
Well,
have
both time we played the Spurs in the regular season with Kawhi, it was both. One of them was a buzzer beater by Kawhi, close to it, and the other was in a 5 or 10 point game, and that was with Kawhi. If you bring him out, we could definitely win the series.
So you would go what? Celtics in 7, Celtics in 6?
Without Kawhi, I would say Celtics in 6.
Okay. Spentano, what was your question?
I said to the Spurs of home court.
Well, they have
They have the better record, but like without Kawhi thing. So I don't know, but
same situation that he
7.
goes out. Yeah. Spurs in 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Happy?
Home field advantage, yeah. Spurs in 7. They're just unstoppable even without Kawhi on home court.
Rock the barn?
Probably Spurs in 6.
Who? Are you still picking?
Spurs.
So you
A
still
closeout game in Boston?
Oh no chance.
That's tough.
It is tough. It is tough. Who are the other superstars that would absolutely, if their team lost him, would absolutely, like, literally fall down and wither? Like, what other teams?
Marc Gasol. I'm telling you, the Grizzlies are terrible without Gasol or Conley. They kind of need both for to succeed. They just, if you look at their records without them, it's not good.
Oh, here we go. What would the Warriors be without Steph Curry? There's the obvious one.
They're so deep in talent that
They're deep.
they would be fine.
Sean Livingston.
Yes, but he really does mean so much to them.
It'd be hard to win, but there's just so much star power there that they still would be fine. They wouldn't crumble like a team like Cleveland or OKC.
Yeah.
Without Russell Westbrook, OKC is done.
Yeah, but he's all they have. Like it's not like he was all they had as like some other teams, like we just talked about. Like Kawhi was the main factor, but they had more. They have more than Kawhi. The Celtics do have more than Kawhi, but you look at these teams; they were mid-50s to 60-win teams. What did the Rockets? What did the Thunder win? Mid-40s?
45.
Yeah, 45. There wasn't. They were never considered a true threat. I don't think.
Would the Pelicans win a game? They go 0 for 82 without.
Hey, they beat the Cavs without AD.
Tim Frazier.
I saw him play in Maine one time.
Did he knock down those 26 threes?
I think he had 10 points.
Wow. Happy?
I think just with Curry, I think you have Sean Livingston as a backup who could slide into most teams as a starting point guard. And I think obviously they would drop a couple games without Curry, but I think they would probably still be a top team in the West without Curry. I think their talent's just too deep.
Sean Livingston doesn't really fit as their starter because he cannot.
No, but I think they just have enough without him.
Yeah, I agree, but he can't really shoot anything
They would just
outside
change
of
their game plan
15
up.
feet.
Well, they would change their game plan if they didn't have Curry.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we've gone through this, let's just talk about the actual matchups now, or what's left of them, because it seems like one series is already over before the other one has begun. So I'm gonna go Warriors in 5. Now let's. I think I think we got your guys' take on the other series before. I think we got the numbers in. East. I'm gonna go just for the sake of it. Like maybe I'll be a little conservative. Actually, let me go to you guys first. Cleveland in what? Spentano, let's start with you.
6.
Happy?
Just because if Cleveland had home court, then I'd go Cleveland 5. But Boston
Okay.
has home court.
Just for
Happy?
just because I want Warriors Cavs series where they're both gonna sweep their way through, I'm gonna go in 4.
Oh, Eric?
6. How disrespectful.
Rock the barn. Let me see. Celtics in 5.
No, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Boston Bruins in 5. They played
Oh.
really strong hockey.
Kenny Nelson.
Knicks in 3. Knicks in 3.
Knicks got screwed last night.
I've got Cavs in 5.
Cavs in 5. I'm debating it. If is it possible? Can I choose Cavs in 5.5? Like if in halftime of Game 6, the game is just done. Can I pick that option? Because I'm kind of torn between Cavs in 5 and Cavs in 6. Just for the sake of it, I'll go Cavs in 6. But I mean, I think we could have some interesting games here. But I think that just because the Cavs, their lack of ability to defend, have they truly blown anyone out this year? In the playoffs?
Raptors.
How many? But no. But in each game, what was the largest margin of victory?
I think they beat the Raptors by 25, maybe. I'll check.
Cavs versus Raptors.
They killed the Raptors.
killed-
The Pacers wasn't as
They
much.
they
Well, that was actually a
won
close
by
series.
21 by 21 and 22. Okay,
Every Pacers game was close.
but yeah, every
Uh,
Pacers game was close, and I mean, let's face it, I think we could see some interesting games because of their lack of the ability to defend. In Boston, I think they have guys who can hit shots, and that's their calling card. But I think this is when, like, sure, the Cavs might not have absolutely, they've swept, but they haven't been dominant in every game, or like the Warriors per se. But I think this is when they really will turn on the Jets, and it's really I think this series is going to show the men against the boys in the East, if you ask me, which we are. So
yeah, Cleveland's on a 9-day rest, and Boston is on 1. So
yeah, and Cleveland's been through this rest thing so many times, and it's not like it should really throw them at this point. They're used to this. Like they're the NBA champions last year. They were finalists the year before. Like they've swept their way many a time. This should not be the rest should not be an issue. And I don't think. But I think that just because they haven't shown to be like absolutely dominant in everything, like in every game with the point margin every time, I still think this is where they're going to show like, wow, they still are the best in the East, and this will be another very interesting finals. Hopefully, in the finals we get more than just 6 blowouts in a good 7th game. Hopefully, we actually get like some actual like competitive games.
That's not possible. It's the NBA.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Any other thoughts on this series before we talk about the draft lottery? Because even though this probably won't be the Celtics year, give it maybe 2 more years. This team is, when LeBron has started to grow some gray hair, and maybe the Cavs have started to disband a little bit. This Boston team, they're chomping at the bit. So, any other final thoughts before we move on to the draft lottery talk, where the Knicks failed yet again? No, we're done with the Eastern Conference Finals. All right. So the draft lottery. No real surprises, I don't think, besides that the Suns managed to fall out of the top 3. I'm sure Gannon was.
Well, the Kings moved up, and they were number 8, but they had to swap.
They have 2 top 10s.
Yeah, so I didn't understand some of these picks based on where they ended up, but it is the way it is. Philly, the 3rd pick. Book it, Lonzo Ball to the Lakers, 2nd pick. I don't think that the Celtics want to waste all the baggage on a 1st-round pick on Lonzo Ball. I think they'll go with a Fultz.
Did you see the interview today?
I heard about the interview today. One with Christine Leahy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just another reason why LeVar Ball, as has been mentioned on the show, should not be allowed on any sports-related show. And literally,
what happened?
I saw this on Twitter. ESPN, FS1, they knew he was a loose cannon. They brought him on for the ratings, and he blew up. And now they've got their ratings. Now you can dump him in the trash and let Lonzo be Lonzo. Someone else want to explain what happened? I don't have the exact sequence of events, but Spentano, you brought it up.
Basically, he said Christine Leahy was like, there was a long, like, just talking over each other argument where he wouldn't look at her. He was only looking at Colin because he was only talking to Colin. And then he said, she was like...
She said something about the shoes, right?
Yeah, she said it previously that she wouldn't wear them. And then he was like, you're a hater. And then she said something else, and he was like, stay in your lane. The company isn't for women. Yeah. She's like... Or yeah, she was like, you need to appeal to women if you want to be successful. And then he's like, Big Baller Brand isn't for women.
Yeah, like he literally just said, sit down, stay in your lane. Like, I'm not talking to you. This is not meant for you, kind of thing. It's just absolutely wrong. It's terrible. LeVar Ball finally possibly reaching a real tipping point besides just being a complete whack job. Some choice words that I can't really use at the moment.
I think the funniest thing so far is when someone asked him why he made the shoes $495 instead of $500. He said he likes like
3 different
all the
numbers.
things different. He likes like everything different, but his like thing is BBD.
And he's got literally every name begins with an L and has like a prefix to it, pretty much, except for Lonzo. LeVar, LiAngelo, LaMelo.
He said he did that because he didn't want people to think his kids were white. I'm not joking. He actually said that.
Why wouldn't be surprised?
His name translated from Spanish to English literally means washing ball.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Washington.
It's pretty funny. All right, so let's get to talk about the draft lottery now. Nick, slide to 8. We can get that out of the way. They're not going to get anything out of the 8 pick regardless. So we'll skip over them. Let's go to the top 3 now. Or let's just – who do you think people are going to go with? Eric, do you think that Celtics are going to go Fultz?
Yes, I would go Fultz, and I think they will too. Lakers, I think it's a given they're going to take Lonzo.
Well, why do you think that Fultz is the right pick for the Celtics? So why would you take him?
Well, because I'd say it's close to begin with Fultz and Lonzo. I think, and especially in the Celtics system, like Markelle can create his own offense, while Lonzo technically can, but he's like more of a pass-first guy. And like we're not a Houston or a Golden State. We're surrounded by shooters. We play on a pick and roll, and Markelle is very good player when he's driving to the basket, and he's like 6'4", which can definitely help our rebounding coming from a guard. He's just you can't not draft that talent. It's there.
And think of this: the Celtics' current lineup, which albeit a week 1 seed, they're a 1 seed. They will be getting a number 1 pick. Oh, Spentano, please. They will be likely selecting a generational talent in Markelle Fultz. And then they'll probably have the room, and they're going to go after free agents like a Gordon Hayward or a Jimmy Butler or a Blake Griffin. Somebody throw out some other name that has been in the rumors, but can you imagine this actual lineup? Like, Amir Johnson might not be starting.
Amir Johnson won't be on the team, that's for sure.
Yeah, thank God. $12 million off the Bucks. $12 million to do what?
Get rid of Zeller, too.
Ottawa's up 2-0.
Melo. You guys can get Melo. I heard he's really good at basketball.
No.
He played great for those.
Melo for Chandler Parsons, straight up.
Actually, can the Knicks get a real point guard? Can we trade a Melo for Mike Conley?
No.
Please. Oh, my God. That would be a miracle.
Wow.
Miracle on 34th Street.
I don't care how much money Mike Conley is. Like, anything to get rid of Melo and his stupid no-trade clause.
I think Melo's handled this with class, though, this whole thing.
I don't think Melo's going to Memphis. I'm not going to lie.
No. You do?
Yeah, Melo, no.
No, I said I don't think he is.
Oh, no, of course he's not. No.
Los
Even if
Angeles.
he does get traded, then
Stops can go together. We can start over
Go
again.
to Golden State.
Because
So, you know, when Shazan needs a break, they'll put in Melo.
CP3 signing with Cleveland, Melo's getting traded, and Wade signing with Cleveland. Banana boat in Cleveland. It's gonna happen.
Banana boat on Lake Erie.
oh,
Because how else would you rather spend your time than banana boating in some dirty Great Lake?
LeBron's gonna sign with the Nets. Kyrie's gonna follow. D-Wade.
He should sign with the Nets. No, Melo should sign with the Nets just so we can hopefully get them to where the Celtics don't have like another number 1 overall pick next year.
D-Wade.
No, literally
D-Wade doesn't like it, and he goes to the Knicks.
God.
Jimmy Butler stays. Isaiah Thomas, after not winning the championship this year, moves out to LA. I've got the whole thing figured out.
No, literally, in 2K, all the time I see LeBron's on the Nets, and it confuses the hell out of me.
It's
Jeremy Lin
Is
becomes
that
the
all?
star point guard in the league again with LeBron on his side. They become a real duo. Kevin Love can't come back, so he goes back to the Timberwolves.
Kelly Olynyk rips Kevin Love's shoulder out of his socket again.
Kelly Olynyk becomes the star in Boston as Tom Brady dies of a
God.
massive injury.
Wait,
All
can
right.
we have the starting backcourt of like the Kings be Kelly Olynyk and Kelly Oubre? All right, so let's actually get back to some serious talk.
That
What
was
we
serious.
actually think. So we're going Fultz 1, Lonzo to the Lakers at 2. What would happen, honestly? What happens if the Lakers pass over Lonzo at 2? Like, does LeVar kind of like storm up to the stage and like say, nope, this is fake. Like, this is all fake. Like, don't believe anything that's happening here. Like,
no.
all right, so 3. What's happening at 3 with the Sixers? Who are they going with?
I think they should go Monk.
I think
Monk.
Justin Jackson.
They need perimeter shooting and just scoring in general.
Wait,
If
Happy
they're putting
Jimmy.
Simmons at the point guard.
I mean, Josh Jackson.
Josh
Jerome
Jackson.
Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, Jerome Jackson.
The better
Justin Jackson has declared for the draft. I'm not sure he's not nearly that
He's
high
like-
though.
He's going like late.
Maybe like
Lottery.
a fringe lottery
Mid.
pick. But yeah, Josh.
He'll
Yeah,
go to
definitely.
Charlotte
There's
because
a
Jordan
lot of
Brunson.
deep talent in this draft. Where do we think De'Aaron Fox is going to go?
Hopefully slides down to
5
the Knicks.
things, I think.
Which pick would that be?
5.
Fifth.
5. Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
pretty
it would,
sure
I think that's.
it would be
probably
great if
smart.
he were to slide
Even-
to a Knicks pick, or if the Knicks tried to like trade up for him, trade a couple picks up and see if they could get him. But knowing the Knicks, they would trade up to 6 and he'd be taken at 5, and everything they had would be lost.
Either that
The
or the
Knicks are definitely.
Sixers. I think one of the Kentucky backcourt members are going to the Sixers at 3.
Who the Suns taking it for?
If
Tatum.
I'd go with
Tatum.
Jackson if the Sixers don't take him.
Oh, if I have Jackson at 3, so. But yeah, I think Jackson or Tatum, whichever one's left.
Happy, do you think that Ron Baker is the next starting point guard of the future?
I wish, but based on all the mock drafts I looked at, they're really everyone has him taking that French point guard, Frank
Nikita,
Nikita, yeah.
who played 18 minutes per game in France.
Yeah, who is that? I honestly, it's the first time I'm hearing of his name, probably for good reason.
They're top 8, so they can get whoever's left out of like
The top 9.
Dennis Smith, and then
It doesn't even matter. They're
I
gonna
would
be
like
bad
Dennis
either
Smith would
way.
probably be a better selection.
They're just bad. The
Come
Knicks are
on,
bad.
bro.
There's no other way to put it. Like bad basketball.
Enough about the Knicks. The Knicks are talked about way too often. We hear about how bad they are. Just don't talk about them at all. I've had it with the New York media. Enough ESPN New York, the ESPN Radio New York. You talk about the Knicks literally every second of the day. You know what? They suck. We get it. We don't need to hear about it. Focus on the teams that actually have a future, or like other teams that might suck. Like maybe talk about the Jets, or maybe talk about like the Giants, the Yankees, and the Rangers. How about give the Rangers some of their due credit? They are probably the most consistent New York team.
Wrong.
And they
The
get
New Jersey
nothing.
Devils are consistently bad.
And I mean the Mets are consistently bad right now, so
Yeah, but the Mets.
Why
the Mets
is
do get
Amir
more
Johnson
attention.
covering LeBron?
the game started.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up quickly. NHL playoffs. I said that Penguins would win in 5, but game 1 complexion kind of changed things. They haven't looked that good. They've been injured. Ottawa's playing their style, even though I hate it. Pittsburgh's gonna win this in 6 now. Rock the barn.
It's difficult. What's the score of the game right now?
2-0 Ottawa.
oh
No, Ottawa's gonna win. Ottawa's gonna win in 6. Craig Anderson playing a completely different series compared to the last one. I just don't see the physicality that Pittsburgh had against the Capitals, and I see Ottawa coming up huge. And with like pretty much a broken foot, Erik Karlsson is playing amazing. Peugeot and Bobby Ryan also playing amazing. They're just a better hockey team right now.
I think whether they win, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't have to win the Stanley Cup to be the Conn Smythe winner, right?
Technically not, no.
Technically not, but typically it does. But like this would be one of the years where if Carlson keeps up his production, even if they don't win the cup, he has to be in consideration for the Conn Smythe. Like otherworldly. And to think that he's probably like nowhere near as like relatively healthy.
No, Matt, when he comes back next year healthy, that team pretty much young besides like Bobby Ryan and Craig Anderson. It's an overall pretty young team with a weird pickup of Dion Phaneuf, who's been playing really well. That's going to be a good team.
Brian, yeah, I mean, Bobby Ryan has been quite the revival. Enough, Spentano. He's had quite the revival this postseason after a bad regular season. I have to say, he's starting to light it up now, especially his beautiful goal to win game 1. That was unbelievable. So swift. He's got the skill. It's just when he puts it all together. I still think Nashville. I'm taking Nashville in 6. I think I had them in 7 maybe last time. Somehow they managed to win. I didn't watch a ton of last night's game, but they did manage to win it. I think they had like 2 goals that were called off in the third period, and then they scored with like 3 minutes to go.
There were 3 in the whole game.
Yeah, they're looking good. Although, let's be honest, I mean, the one goal that Anaheim did have, it was fluky. That goal never should have gone in. So, I mean, I think Nashville's looking good. I still think Pittsburgh's going to pull this out. I still think they will. But just because I can't bear to see Ottawa. Ottawa's not that good. They had a negative goal differential in the regular season. It's not like they were the Cavs who decided, let's rest our best players. And we know that we're that good and we're going to get to the finals that we'll just prance on in and we'll do what we want in the playoffs. No. This team is really not that good. They get outplayed for stretches, and then they will have bursts of like 2 or 3 minutes where they will score, and that will be it. And then somehow they get bailed out.
Honestly, though, seeing a new team in the finals for the first time since
no
2009, no, that would be amazing. Like,
it would not.
2008,
I'm not a Pittsburgh fan. I cannot bear to see Ottawa win. I hate Pittsburgh too.
No. I could totally see Ottawa winning because you don't have Pittsburgh, the Los Angeles Kings, or the Blackhawks.
Either way, you're getting a new team in the finals.
Who?
Either way, we're getting a new team in the final.
I just think it's going to be fun to finally see a new team.
We are seeing a new team.
No, 2 new teams. I don't want Pittsburgh back. Let's go Ottawa.
You're acting as if like the winner of the East is the winner of the final.
They are. No one's going to beat
Nashville.
Yeah, because every hockey fan wants to see Nashville versus Ottawa as a final. And the NBC executives are hanging when they hear that. They are literally hanging at 30 Rock when they hear that. That's
like creating a new rivalry, like the little rivalry the Cavs and Warriors created the first year they're together. Next year,
but let's be honest. You have LeBron versus Steph Curry, and literally it is like the Gilded Age. It is the Gilded Age in the NBA right now. You have the rich who are extremely rich, and the poor is everyone else. And that don't tell me just because it's Oakland versus Cleveland. No, those cities don't ring to be ratings drawers, but their teams are unbelievable. There's nothing special about this Ottawa team. Sure, Nashville's fun to watch, but there's nothing insanely special about them either if they were to get there.
They can't even fill up a stadium.
No, Nashville can't. Ottawa can't.
Yeah.
Anaheim certainly can't. Anaheim, you see more towels than people.
No, it's because LA traffic is horrible. You're starting a Friday night game at 6 o'clock. No one's going to get there.
I know, you're using the post from NHL ref logic. No, you look there during the third period.
I did not.
It's still empty.
By the way, it's 4-0 Ottawa now.
4-0. It's over.
You know what this is going to do? You know what this is going to do? Matt Murray is coming in for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He will lift them to victory throughout the rest of the series. Maybe not game 3.
Because the coach of Pittsburgh, Matt Murray.
Mike Sullivan is a good coach.
I spoke too soon. Matt Murray replaces Marc-Andre Fleury.
I'm sure he is. They're waiting for the chance. I know, but I didn't look at it. But when it's 4-0 and Murray is back and he's healthy, and there might have been a little bit of a chance to make for a goalie controversy, this is it. This is it. Fleury, the only reason Fleury had the net is because he played exceptionally well.
I think we all got carried away with the weird consistency of good play by Fleury. But I think Ottawa's showing his true colors and how bad he really is.
Yeah, he's really not that good. He can't handle a puck either.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it for us tonight?
Islanders in 6.
Islanders in 6, yes. Sixers in 3.
Next year, Islanders are going to win in 4 every series. Every series, they're going to win.
Nobody says win in 4. They just say sweep. Come on. The minute you say win in 4, the minute they're destined for the golf course on October 3rd.
I learned today that winning in 5 is a gentleman's sweep. I didn't know that until today.
I feel like I've heard that before. I feel like I have. All right.
No.
Well, in that case, thanks for tuning in and watching us tonight. Enjoy the conference finals, and we will see you back sometime next week where we will rant about similar things. Have a great night.